What better way to spend a glorious bank holiday afternoon than by the seaside? And what better bit of seaside to pick than Worbarrow Bay in Dorset, one of the loveliest sections of coastline in the British Isles. But there's a rather somber story behind Worbarrow Bay. It's not always as peaceful and sublime as this. In fact, for 314 days of the year, you can't even get near the place. Not the beach, nor the cliffs, nor the heath beyond. For 314 days of the year, this entire area presents quite a different picture. Of course, it's not really ringing. That's just an echo from the past. The phone in this box hasn't rung for nearly 30 years. What you're looking at is part of a ghost village, the village of Tyneham, just a few hundred yards up from the bay. Tyneham's story began on December the 19th, 1943, when the people who lived here were served with an official notice from Southern Command. Here's what it said. The date on which the military will take over this area is the 19th of December next, and all civilians must be out of the area by that date. The government appreciates that this is no small sacrifice which you are asked to make, but they are sure that you will give this further help toward winning the war with a good heart. Well, they did, on the understanding that their homes would be returned to them at the end of the war. The villagers moved out one chill December day. On the door of the church over there, they pinned a notice. Please treat the church and houses with care. We've given up our homes where many of us lived for generations to help win the war to keep men free. We shall return one day and thank you for treating the village kindly. They never did return. The promise was never honored. In 1948, the village was part of a compulsory purchase order. Tyneham and 9,000 acres of surrounding countryside have been swallowed up by vast military gunnery ranges. Normally, you can't get near the place. There are notices everywhere warning you to keep away. But each August for 1 month, and every bank holiday, the road and footpaths to Worbarrow Bay are open to the public. That's when members of the Tyneham Action Group make their appearance, to picket visitors with protest notices and photographs of the village as it was 30 years ago. Their aim is to reclaim the Tyneham Valley and its coastline and maintain it as one of the natural unspoiled areas of Britain for all time. Chairman of the group is one of the original Tyneham refugees, Mr. Philip Draper. Mr. Draper, what has the Army's requisitioning meant to you personally?
Well, I always used to think that I had the nicest cottage anywhere in this area, and that this area was the best place in England, and that England in those days was the best country in the world. So that's what I think I lost.
Well, it's in quite a mess now. But surely when the compulsory purchase was made in 1948, you would be compensated for the loss of the house.
Yes, to a certain extent. We were told that we would be bought out by compulsory purchase, and naturally the price we got for it was a very low pre-war level.
Now, you are chairman of the Tyneham Action Group. What is your main beef with the Army?
Well, of course, we have nothing against the Army personnel. We are patriotic people, but we think the Ministry of Defence could well ensure that our valley here is returned for peaceful uses. We don't feel that it is essential to the Army tank ranges over the other side of the hill.
Well, they do have to fire somewhere, Mr. Draper.
They have to fire somewhere, but there are various means these days, modern means, whereby live shells wouldn't have to be fired. I mean by that are electronic simulators, which are used in all big projects, and they could save firing live shells, which at present are costing about, well, we're told about £4 million a year.
Well, what does the Tyneham Action Group want to see done?
We want to see modern training for the army on the other side of the range of hills, and this valley released from being an overshoot area so that it can go back to proper farming, fishing, and with footpath access for the public.
Well, what's so important about this particular stretch of coastline?
Well, apart from being the most beautiful part of the south coast, in my opinion, it has other very important attractions. Geologically, it is of prime importance. It's a textbook case. It's equivalent to about 2,000 feet depth of earth, all tipped up on edge, so that the geologists can see the whole strata right through along this coast. Furthermore, for archaeologists, there's the Iron Age earthwork encampment on the top of the hill, which is the only coastal hill fort in England, and is as good, I think, as the Maiden Castle at Dorchester, which is so famous.
What about the village of Tyneham itself? Do any of the old villagers want to return?
Well, of course, most of the villagers were middle-aged people when they were turned out, and now, 25 years later, it's doubted if they would want to uproot themselves again to come back. But on the other hand, there are farmers absolutely itching to get back onto this good farming land.
Tyneham is worth fighting for, you can't deny it. It's one of the wildest and loveliest parts of England. It's hard to believe when you see it like this that for most of the year these hills echo to a far more sinister sound than the cries of children playing on the beach. Well, it looks as though Tyneham Action Group have a battle on their hands. Whether they win or lose remains to be seen. But whatever happens, at least for those 51 days of the year, Worbarrow Beach belongs to you.